수업실연을 시작하겠습니다. Okay, class. Do you remember the title of the story again? Yes, it is Enemy Pie. Brilliant word. Enemy Pie. And before we start our actual reading of this story, let's have a preparation time first. Pre-reading activities. Okay, first let's start with predict activity. Let's predict. So, if you think about the title of the Enemy Pie, can you predict the contents of the story? Any ideas? What is the enemy pie anyway? Chohyun, would you want to try? Okay. Oh, you think the story will be about using enemy pie? Okay, Chohyun, that's a good try. Like Chohyun said, the story will be about the enemy pie. But now again, then let me ask you, what comes in your mind when you think about the enemy pie? Minjung? Okay, it will be a food for enemy. Okay. Then Minjung, why in the story would the enemy pie, would someone use enemy pie to his enemy? Okay, to fight against the enemy. Oh, that is a good prediction. Or any other tries? Alright, now we have predicted the story of the enemy pie based on the title. Right, very good. And now let's move on to the another activity. Before we start our actual reading, let's activate our own experiences with our speaking activity. Very good. Okay, as you predicted, this story is all about the enemy. And let's think about our own enemies in our life. Do you have any enemies in your life? Anyone who you don't like, or you have a very you are in conflict with? You do. Okay, and then we will talk about those people with your partners. Okay, so for the speaking, you will think about who is your enemy and why he is your enemy. Okay, very good. And I will give 5 minutes and you will share your own ideas and show your empathy to your partners. Okay, very good. Let's go. Okay, time's up. Everyone has to the front again. So, have you heard many interesting stories about the enemies in our life? Okay, anyone who wants to share your idea? Dahyun, do you want to try? Okay, go ahead. That's interesting. Everybody, did you hear it? Dahyun said, mathematics is your enemy. Why is it, Dahyun? Because it takes too much time to solve the problem. That's a good reason. Like that, in our life, we have many conflicts and sometimes we have some enemies. And today's story is actually about the enemy and how to make relation with the enemy. Very good. And just one more thing. Now we are almost ready to start reading the interesting story. But let's have just one more thing. What is it, everyone? As usual, right, new words time. So now we will learn some new words. Okay, and class, please turn to the page 71. Page 71. Yes, page 71. And can you find today's original story? Yes, you did find. And now I want you to find out some difficult words you want to learn. Okay? And if you find anything, just call it out. Okay? You want to learn disgusting. That's a good word. And alright, allowed to, I can hear you. Anything else? Sujong, you want to learn get rid of. Okay. Now we will check all these words and we checked and we only got get rid of now. So let's deal with these words, get rid of. So let me give some example from the storyline, okay? In the story, according to the story, it says like this. We enemy pie, with enemy pie, you can get rid of your enemy. And then your enemy will go away. So now can you guess the meaning of the get rid of from the storyline? Okay, enemy pie will make enemy disappear. So can you guess the meaning? Who wants to try? Oh, everyone, you got the correct answer. How brilliant you are. Get rid of means, like he said, make something disappear. So make something disappear. That's the correct guess. So now everyone, we all have all three important words, and we talked about our own experience and we have predicted the story. Now we are ready to read our main story. So let's dive into the enemy pie now. Let's move on to the reading activity. So for the reading activity, yes, we will have a choice reading today. How many times? Choice reading as usual. First reading. As class, what do we do when we read for the first time? Yes, there you go. You will think about the gist. You will find the gist. Okay? And for the gist, I will give a hint. When you find the gist, you will find the main events in the story. And for this time, here is a question for you. What happened to the boy's enemy? Okay? My question is, what happened to both the boy's enemy? Alright? Okay? And now, for this activity, I want you to work with your partners. And I will give you 3 minutes to find the main idea, okay? And you will think about and discuss what happened to the boy's enemy, okay? Let's start. Okay, time's up, everyone. Eyes to the front again. Have you found out what happened to the boy's enemy? Okay, anyone who wants to try? Okay, Diana Minjong. Okay. Aha, enemy disappeared. Alright, the boy lost the enemy. Lost the enemy. That's the main event. And now we find out the main idea. Then let me ask you a little deeper. What happened to enemy actually? The boy and the enemy they become good friends. They become good friends. That's the main event of the story. How brilliant you are. You got the gist now. And now, let's read this story more deeper. And to help you out to understand the details very correctly, I will give some worksheets. So, please pass them around, and each pair will have one worksheet. Have you got one? Okay, you will work with your partners again. So if you look at the worksheet, what can you find? Right, there is a graphic organizer. And class, can you explain me how does it look like? Okay, it has 4 circles. And anything interesting else? Okay, it has an arrow. So, can you guess what does it show? Minji, it shows the storyline, and you will write down the story line part by part. Okay, and what is the first part, everyone? Okay, about the enemy. So for the first part, we will focus on how they become enemies each other. Right? Very good. How the boy has the enemy. Okay. And what could be the second part? Yes, you can look through the material. What could the second part could be? Right, it is about the boy and his daddy. What they are talking about. Okay, you focus on the boy and daddy's conversation. Alright, very good. And the third part, it says enemy pie. And for this part, alright, I will find out it has a question mark and blanks. We have some missing part in our story, don't we? Right. And what is the last part? Alright, how they become friends. The ending. Alright, so now I will give you enough time to think about each storylines and describe and explain on your own, okay? And you will try to use your own expression, or you can get some expression from the reading material, alright? And you will discuss with your partner. I will give you 15 minutes to work on this, alright? And let's go. Okay, let me see. Okay, Diane, okay. Oh, you have some disagreement. What about it? About the ending. Okay, what is it? What happened to the enemy? Do you think enemy died, or do you think they become friends? Yes, one of them could be the answer. Go ahead. Okay, time's up, everyone. Eyes to the front again. Have you got the details? Alright, then let's check your ideas together. Starting with the first one. Raise your hand if you have a good answer for the first story part. Okay, Minjo and Diane. They become enemy because Jeremy didn't invite the boy. That's why. What about the second one? The boy and daddy's conversation. Okay, Choyeon. Daddy will make enemy pie to get rid of his enemy. That's right. How brilliant you are. And like you know, the third part is blank. And what about the last part? They become friends. That's the storyline, and now we all understand it. How brilliant you are. Now, don't you wonder how they become friends? Why they do? So, now we will move on to our writing activity. In the writing activity, you will, can you guess what you will do? Yes, you will fill out these parts using your own creativity. Aren't you excited? Yes, it's very exciting, right? So, please come to the page 73 now. And let's make group first. As usual, yes, 26 students, you know how to make groups, right? Just make group of 4 first. Begin. And who is the 2 last students today? Sudong and Dongban. Which group do you want to go? Yes, all group 2 and group 4. Go ahead. Yes, we are all in groups now. Alright. And for today's writing, what do we do? Yes, you will complete the missing part based on your own idea. That's right. And for this activity, do you need any guidelines or any rules for today's activity? You think it's better if you have some rules? Okay, then let me give some rules first. So, here's how we assign the rules for today. Since we will make some good ideas, we need a discussion leader, okay? Discussion leader. So, in group now, choose one group discussion leaders. Okay, we all have discussion leaders. And now, next part, yes, we need a writer. The writer will get the pen and write down all the stories based on your friend's idea, okay? Very good. Anything else? You want, dictionary man. As for the dictionary man, what is your role? Find good expressions for your friend's idea. That's right. Anything else? Nothing else don't you need? Okay. Alright, you need a yes, you need a grammar checker. And now, let's assign the role first. Have you got the roles? Okay. Then this is how you do this one. Okay. Let me give some guideline first. First one, it must include what? Yes, we talked about it before. Plot twist. And what was the plot twist again? It was, yes, it must be a surprising ending. So you will try to make it surprising, and you can use creativity. So first guideline, plot twist and creative. Be creative and plot twist. And second one, how many sentences? You can choose. Okay, or three. I think three sentences too short. What about five? All right, then let's have 5 sentences for today. And one more thing, right? Okay. You will use some expressions from the reading material. How many expressions? 3 expressions. That's a brilliant idea. So, first of all, you will discuss your own ideas, brainstorm as much as possible, and then start writing. I will give you 15 minutes for this one, okay? Are you ready to start? Then let's go. Okay, let me see. You will have some disagreements about it, but this is brainstorming time, isn't it? In the brainstorming time, we will come up with many ideas as possible. So, you don't need to have any agreements. Go ahead. Okay, time's up everyone. Almost done. Now, I have found out so many interesting ideas. So now what do you think we need to do? Yes, we are about presentation time. Present, but today's, present and peer evaluation. So here is our evaluation rubrics, and each group should have 5 papers. Have you got 5? Very good. And now, can you tell me how can you assess, evaluate your partner's, other group's presentation? Okay, what is the first item? Plot twist. So you will check out, they have a plot twist, and it is creative. Okay, what is the second one? Alright, 5 sentences. And what was the last one? Right, good expressions. So, and how can you give some points? As usual, you will give stars as many as you want. And that's how you evaluate your partner's others' presentation, right? Very good. And for the presentation, you need some preparation time. Okay, I will give you 5 minutes. Alright, now let's start our presentation. So who will be the first group? Okay, group 3. I think you cannot wait sharing your ideas. Please come to the front, and here's your story. Okay. So go ahead, everyone. That's interesting, isn't it? Alright, please go back to your seats. And now, group members give some peer evaluation for group 3. Okay, now, have you enjoyed group 3's idea? Right, they are very interesting because the enemy and the boy made the enemy pie together. That was a brilliant one. And now, let's move on. Now, we all shared how we can solve the conflict with our enemies, right? Now, let's go back to our own lives. So, now we will have one more post-writing activity. Speak again. Now, you will talk with your partners again. Talk about how could you resolve conflict. So think about how could you resolve the conflict and share your experience with your partners, okay? Very good. Are you ready to start? Okay, now I will give you 5 minutes and go. Alright, time is up. You know what? I heard a very interesting story from the Dion. Do you remember the Dion's enemy? Right, but he solved the problem by start liking the mathematics more. Thank you, Dion, for sharing your ideas. Like this, we talk about how we can solve conflict with other friends, right? Now, we can deal with our conflict much better. Thanks to this story, right? So before we wrap up our class, let's think about our own language use. Language reflection time. So if you think about your language use, which point do you want to reflect on? About the use of allowed to. Any problems with allowed to? Okay. aha, it was a little confusing because after the allowed to, some of you used allowed to cook. And why is it a problem? Alright, any choice? After the two, that's a hint. Aha! Minje, brilliant. Minje said, did you hear it everyone? Minje said, after two, we need verb. So after this cookie, before cookie, what verb could we use in this situation? Allow to, Minje, thank you, eat cookie. That's right everyone. When we use allow to, yes, we need to put the verb. That you learned from your expressions. How brilliant you are. Now we can solve our conflict every time we face some difficulties with others, right? Okay. 이상으로 수업을 마치겠습니다.